Good evening, kids. Again, my name is Saudin, and in this lesson, I am going to teach you two-knight defense. This is a game you are playing all the time on the chess tournaments, so we need to really know what is the right way to play this opening. So let's see this. Pawn goes to e4 and e5. Knight f3, knight c6, bishop to c4. And now instead of bishop c5 that we did see in our first two lessons, black plays a knight to f6. So what are the options here for white? White could play move knight c3 that we are going to study here, that a lot of kids are playing. But white also can play knight g5, right? We'll look at that move as well. Right? So let's see first, this strong attack, knight g5. Look at this. The white wants to take with a knight and make a fork. Right? The pawn on f7 is attacked. Now, I see very often kids are trying to protect that pawn by playing queen e7, but you cannot protect the pawn with a queen because queen is too powerful. And when a bishop takes with a check, you're not going to give your queen for free, right? Now what you can do here to protect this pawn, you can push the pawn to d5. This is the move you need to remember. Pawn to d5. You are blocking the bishop. So if the pawn takes on d5, now the most important would be, remember, this is not a good move. You don't want to play this move, right? It looks kind of like a good move because you are taking a pawn and the queen is protecting your knight. But the reason that this move is not good because there is a strong attack here. So white could capture this pawn on f7 or play move d4, what's also a great move, right? By playing this move, white is protecting the knight here on g5 with a bishop, right? But let's see what is the idea of this. White takes, attacks the queen and the rook. It's called fork. Now, king has to take, and then after queen f3, the attack is quite powerful. Look, there's attack on the knight and attack on the king, right? Double attack. Now, black king has to go to e6 to protect the knight. You cannot move back like this to g8. You are not safe. It looks like you are, but you are not, because after this move, you are losing the game. It's going to be a checkmate. Look, checkmate, right? So the king is not safe on g8. Now, king good moves to e6. Is king safe on e6? Of course not. But this is the best move because now you are protecting here the knight. Now, in one game, like on a chess tournament, I saw kid captured on d5, and it's not a good move, right? The reason is after you trade all this, uh, the, when I asked the kid, why did you capture? He said the king is in the center, right? But you see, the black is winning the game here. Yes, this king is in the center of the board, but the problem is that black has three pieces and white has only two pieces. And white doesn't have enough power to attack this king in the center, right? So you don't want to attack here without a queen. So when we go back, right, when we are in this position, we don't want to capture this, right? But the way we want to attack the black king is by playing this move, knight to c3. Now, after knight c3, the attack is strong here. And black, of course, can protect his knight by playing knight b4, right? The knight is protected, right? And then from here, the game becomes very complicated, right? White can make a castling or push pawn to d4, Uh, you you will learn about this game and this opening later in intermediate 2 level. I am going to record other lessons. Now, you just have to know a little bit about it. What is important here is when white plays knight g5. Let's switch the board. I want to switch the board here so that you can see from the black side as well. Look, when white plays knight g5 and attacks you on f7, you protect yourself by playing this move, pawn to d5. And if the pawn takes, you don't want to capture that pawn because this strong attack, knight f7 and queen f3. So you don't want to get into this position with the black side. But what you want to do here is instead of capturing on d5, you can play move like knight a5. You are attacking the bishop. And when the bishop moves, gives you a check, you push the pawn. And look what's going to happen is we're going to give the pawn 1 pawn for free. Right? So look, pay attention. Black has 3, 4, 5, 6 pawns, and white has 7 pawns. But what's going to happen is that this attack will completely disappear because white has to move back, and then you can play a move like this. The knight has to move back, then you attack the knight one more time. All right? And you see, the the knight and the bishop retreated, and the black has a very nice development, right? Black can play a move like bishop to d6, attack the knight, and then make a castling, and the game is great, right? Knight can be protected. Look at this move. We don't like this knight on e5. It's strong, powerful piece, so we take en passant. And then knight has to come back. And here you can play a move like queen c7 and stop castling. You are taking this pawn, and so on. Right now, white can play pawn to h3. You can castle and so on, and then you just play this and practice this. But this is the right way for you to defend yourself when you are black. Right, when the knight goes to g5. Okay, let's go back. And now we are going to look at this position. I am going to show you the way, a very easy, nice way to play this position. Let's say you play knight f6, and now instead of this move, white goes to c3. Now I see, of course, a lot of kids are playing this move, bishop to c5, and it's a great move. There's no problem with that move. But what you can do here for a black side, you can capture this pawn. Now pay attention. If the knight takes, you push the pawn to d5 and make a fork. So you are going to get your piece back. You are attacking here, right? Now, again, a lot of kids, they play move like bishop e5, right? The correct move is bishop to d3, right? And when the pawn takes, bishop can recapture this pawn, and after bishop d6, black can make a castling, white can make a castling, and game looks very good for both sides, right? It is an even game, right? Now, of course, when you play with the black, you want to get the even game because white starts first, so white has a little bit of the advantage, right? So this is good. Now, let's go back to this important move, knight e4. Look, you capture that pawn. What else can happen here? How about bishop takes the pawn on f7? Yeah, that can happen, right? And then you take, and when knight takes, you play this move. And guess what? Black is a little bit better here. Now I know you are scared because you moved the king, right? But it's okay here. There is no attack. Look, even one check, nothing happens. You just go back, then you can play pawn to h6. Those knights will have to run away. You can attack them. And black has a very good game here. Now, of course, this is something you have to practice, right? Um, so let's review this. I am going to allow you to play this with a black side, and you guess the move. So I'm going to be white. Are you ready? Yeah. Let's see how good memory do you have now. Guess the moves. Let's see. E4. What was the first move for black? Can't remember. Was it this move or this one? No, I think it was this move. I know. Okay. What was the second move for black? Knight c6. Good. Bishop c4. And in the first two games, when we studied Gioco Piano and Evans Gambit, we'd play Bishop c5. It's great. You can play this move if you liked, but I'm giving you a second option here as well. Knight f6. Also a very nice move. You are taking a pawn on e4. All right. Now, we studied two different ways. Let's first review this one. Knight goes to g5, attacking you on f7. Do you remember how to defend yourself? I know you are smart kids. Of course, you have a good memory. Pawn to d5, right? We push the pawn. Now, pawn takes. Now, look, if you are white, you play this game with a white. Let's switch this again. You are white, and the other kid takes 95. You are happy about it, right? Now, you know this is not a good move. So you know to take on f7, right? You give your knight for a pawn, and then you go into the attack like this, queen f3. So you would be happy about this, right? If you are white. But if you are black, then you have to play a different move here. You don't want to capture on d5. Do you remember the move I showed you? It's the best move in this game. Knight to a5. And you are attacking the bishop on c4. Bishop goes to b5 check. How do you defend yourself now? I know you found this move, right? You don't want to play bishop d7 here and trade. You want to push the pawn to c6 because you want this bishop to move again, right? Now, bishop can go to e2, right? That's the correct move. Bishop e2, even bishop d3 is fine, right? But I see sometimes kids are playing this bad move. I want to show you in this, that's like a little bit more so that you can, this is not good one because after h6, look what happens. I saw this move, bishop a4 a few days ago here in the learning center. One kid played on the chess tournament on Sundays and he played bishop a4. Now, after e4, knight e5, I want you to stop here. Find a move for black, a good move for black. Okay, let's play this one. Look at this, a double attack. You are taking the knight and the bishop. So now, if bishop takes, check, you take, knight takes, and you just move the queen back, right? And the knight is trapped. You're gonna get a knight. Is that cool, right? So that's a little trick there that you have to know. How about we go and review the other line? e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, knight f6, and knight e3. Do you remember what did we play here? If you remember this move, then you have a great memory. And then when knight takes, we push the pawn to d5, right? And we are getting our piece back, right? Like this, we take, bishop takes, and you play bishop to d6. Great, right? And make a castling, and you have a wonderful game here, right? So this is a two-knight defense. Hey, we are getting better, right? We know now much more. Now, again, look, if you want to get good with this, and if you're playing opening like this in your own games on the chess tournaments, just go to tools, set up this position, and practice. Right, just practice. Mom and dad can help you to set up those positions, right? And practice them with a computer, practice them with a friend or with your chess teacher, and you will see, you will memorize them, you will get better with them, and you will understand them. Hey kids, thank you for listening to me, and I'm going to see you in our next lesson. Bye bye.